Flush looking at you, Scott. What do you got? I got a flash.
No, that's not for me.
Nice pet the man's got. Looks like 9 parts wolf.
Crossbreed. I've seen them up in the mountains. They can run down an elk like it was standing still.
Beer. Maybe a good-sized piece of raw meat.
Usually feed the animals out back.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Maybe you got a steak. Now look.
Hey, Tom. You ain't got no steak. Just cook up an old boot. You know, something he can get his teeth into.
Mario, cash me in.
Why?
Because I smell trouble and I don't feel like it.
Hey, wished I had me a dog like that. I'd put a saddle on him and ride him clean to Kansas City.
Best I can do, mister.
Good enough? Looking for someone. Maybe you know him. Hoskins? Jelly Hoskins?
He a friend of yours?
You might say that.
I suppose you got business with him?
I owe him something.
Sorry, I don't recollect nobody named Hoskins. That'll be 6 bits. For the beer and the steak?
Hey, mister. You know, with a dog like that, why, I bet you don't even take a gun when you go bear hunting.
When I go hunting, friend, I like it quiet. Real quiet.
you picked up the supplies.
That's what I went to town for.
What's in the sack?
Which sack?
That sack.
Supplies.
Oh. Here, let me help you.
Well, I don't want to put you out any.
No trouble at all.
After you.
Ain't we being polite? You got anything else to do, don't let me stop you.
I'm here to help out in any way I can, Dilly.
Much obliged.
How was town?
Well, they hadn't moved any buildings since I was last there.
That's good. Hey, those supplies seem mighty anxious to get out of that sack.
No. Well, I didn't ask him to follow me.
Follow you.
Well, yeah, I was sitting there on my wagon minding my own business, and he followed me right out of town.
I see.
No, you do not. This place needs a watchdog. Now we got one.
Well, now, Jelly, these old tired eyes of mine must be failing me because that's the first watchdog I've ever seen with feathers and webbed feet.
Well, Dewdrop ain't a dog. Dewdrop's a goose, a gander. Didn't you know the geese set up a ruckus whenever there's a stranger about? Oh, shut up and get out of here.
Did you say Dewdrop?
Well, he's got to have a name, don't he? You expect him to answer to hey, you?
Oh, Jelly, I guess I don't. I wouldn't want to hurt his feelings.
See, he's taking care of things.
I feel safer already. Listen here, Dewdrop. Get into any more disagreements with the livestock, you're going to be invited to Sunday dinner.
I wish we had another week to graze them. Well, they sure are scrawny looking.
Don't worry about it. We'll have a chance to graze him by the river.
How long do you think it'll take to reach the railhead?
Well, if Carlos and the rest of the hands are waiting for us at Spring Rock with the herd, well, we should get there in the morning. And back by tomorrow night.
Oh, he just wants to say goodbye.
Where's Jelly?
I'm chasing a runaway wagon. Seems that Dewdrop and the horses got into a disagreement over territorial rights.
Well, you tell him we'll see him when we get back.
Hurry home. And have a good trip.
Are you gonna miss us?
Not in the least.
It's gonna be awfully lonesome here without us.
Johnny, be sure and give Mr. Butler my regards.
Yeah, sure. Think the three of you can take care of this big place all by yourself?
It might be downright peaceful for a change.
Well, I wouldn't count on us. Adios.
Bye-bye.
Hurry back, John.
What's the matter? You run into a little bush and had to stop, huh? Well, silly old gander makes a couple of squawks and you take off like a couple of scared rabbits. I ought to tie you both to a plow and run you up a rocky hillside. You hear that?
did you get tied off like this? Anybody around?
Jelly. Didn't have to drop those right there.
But you wanted everything that was broke.
Yeah, but I didn't mean on my toes. Sorry. Jelly? What is it? What's wrong?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You know perfectly well what I'm talking about. Ever since you got back with that wagon a couple of hours ago, you've been behaving like a lost stray. If anything is bothering you...
Bothering me? What could be bothering me?
I can't see.
Stay down.
Murdoch? Jelly?
Teresa, stay back. Go back in the house. Do you see anybody?
Nobody.
Well, whoever it is, he knows we're alone.
You gotta get to a doctor.
No, we stay put. Let him make a move.
I'm sorry
What are you talking about?
for what happened. If I hadn't have moved, I might have taken that shot instead of you.
Jelly,
Yeah?
anything going on?
Nothing yet.
Maybe whoever it was is gone.
It ain't likely. Anybody goes to the trouble of bushwhacking us, he isn't gonna leave now.
Well, if he wanted to kill us, he had the chance. It's more than that.
I'm gonna light a lamp. I can't do any more without a lamp. Look, I don't know he's out there. He could be miles away. All I know is what has to be done in here.
If we're gonna have any light, you better let me do it. Now, come on, boss. You're gonna have to get out of that light and away from that window.
wants us to know he's out there. He can do it anytime he chooses.
He ain't about to leave until he gets the one of us he wants. Well, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna ride to Moricoya and bring help.
No. It's too dangerous.
It ain't any more dangerous than sitting around here waiting. It's plenty dark out there. I can get on a horse and get out of here before he knows what's happened. If he wants to, he can just follow.
Johnny, listen to me.
As long as we stay together, we've got a chance.
Well, I can use a gun. I can stand guard while Jelly's gone.
I don't want you being cut down by a rifle bullet. Is that clear, Jelly?
And ain't any of this your fault. None of it.
What do you mean?
Never mind what I mean. It just ain't your fault at all. He's turned out the horses.
That means we're cut off from the outside.
Just me.
What time is it?
2:30.
How's Teresa?
She's luckier than we are. Still young enough to sleep when she needs it.
Jelly, I think it's time we talked about it.
About what?
Who's out there and why?
It ain't gonna help you to know.
I didn't ask you whether or not it would help me.
It's 7-8 years ago. Day County, Texas. I'm broke, living on handouts. They offer me a job wrangling their horses and cooking. Well, it's work, so I take it.
They?
4 men. I don't even remember their names. Claimed they was drovers. Well, we never did stay in town, always camped out. One night, a lawman come in. Took us by surprise. Oh, the air just about lit up like daylight with all the shooting. That's when I found out there was killers on the run. The lawman got hurt. I don't know how bad. I just know that I couldn't prove I wasn't one of them. So I got scared. I took off and run. Never did find out what happened exactly. I just know I heard tell all 4 of them come to an awful bad way of dying. Now it's my turn. Well, you know why I ran, don't you? It's like when you know you ain't gonna leave nothing but a hole in the air, you pretty much run scared of everything.
I've been there. I know what that kind of aloneness means. You got nothing to live for, you got nothing to die for.
nothing yet. But I ain't gonna wait till it does.
What are you doing?
Getting ready to take me a walk.
Jelly, don't be stupid.
Stupid's what I already been.
I'm ordering you to stay here.
Then I quit. I ain't taking your orders anymore. Teresa, you take this and hang on to it. You're gonna have to watch things for a while. Now, don't worry. That man out there wants me, not you.
Well, what are you going to do?
I'm gonna go to town and get some help.
But there's no horses.
Well, walking's better than standing still. Oh, I got about $63 in my gear. If anything happens, you use that to buy a good bread Coke for the ranch.
Please don't let anything happen.
I didn't say anything was going to. I just said if.
Jelly,
And I ain't gonna change my mind no matter what you say.
I know. It's just that even if we did get a good bred colt for the ranch, we'd still have to have somebody to look after it. Just remember that.
I wish there was something more I could do.
Oh, I've had a lot worse than ashes kicked up my face. You live with the land as long as I have, you see all kinds of temporary blindness. Sandstorm out in the desert, snow blindness in the high country. I even saw your daddy's eyes go out once after you'd taken a drink from a bad water hole. Only lasted for a couple of hours. And he was as good as new.
Well, he told me about that once. It was from the first drive up from Sonora, wasn't it?
Yes. First drive up from Sonora.
Here, let me get that.
No, I can manage fine. Somebody once said that a man's character is the weight of all of his experience. Well, by the time I get my sight back, my character should be a couple of pounds heavier. If you're gonna stand there like a mother hen, why don't you go in the kitchen and brew us a pot of coffee?
But I think I just...
No, I'll be fine, believe me. Chair was never there. It was never there before.
Well, Well, I would have gotten them for you if you would have asked me.
Don't you understand? I'm not the kind of a man to go through the rest of my life asking. I'm sorry, darling.
Easy now, boy. Easy. You remember old Jelly, don't you? I'm the one that takes care of you and feeds you. You're not scared of old Jelly, are you? You're just gonna stand right there and let me slip right up and come back here, you miserable barn flog! Come back here!
I'd never really noticed that clock before. Getting to sound like a hammer hitting an anvil.
I know.
Any more coffee?
Guess we have plenty.
Hello? Hey, inside the house, can you hear me?
I can see him.
Anybody home?
Open the door. Keep your gun on him.
You're covered, mister.
I'd say you're being mighty smart, lady. Stranger comes walking up to a house in the middle of the night, he better have good reason.
We're waiting to hear yours.
Name's Gannon. Sheriff Alton Gannon. I've been tracking the man for most of the last 3 days. He was heading this way. Almost caught up with him, only shot my horse from under me. Been on foot since before sundown.
You say you're a sheriff?
That's right. Got papers to prove it if you'll give me the chance.
No, no. You stay right where you are. What does he look like? Describe him for me.
I can't see that well. It's too dark.
Are you alone, Sheriff?
That's right. Just my dog, me.
Come over a little closer so we can have a look at you.
How's that?
He's wearing a badge, and he has a rifle.
You take all the time you need, Mr. Lancer. I want you to be sure.
This man you're tracking, what's his name? What's he charged with?
His name's Clete Duncan. I've got a murder warrant for him. He killed 3 men over at Fresno. Likes to pick them off with a rifle at long distance.
Maybe that's the man who took a shot at you.
It could be.
If he wanted to hurt us, he wouldn't be sitting out there wide open like that.
I don't know. I just don't know.
Well, how about it, folks? If you don't think you want to invite me in, I guess I'll have to keep on walking.
Let him in, Teresa.
Hey, Sheriff, come in.
Sure want to thank you, folks. Would have been wore out if I had to walk all the way to Morocoyo. Oh, didn't realize you were sick, Mr. Lancer.
Just an accident.
Well, sorry to hear about that.
We're grateful to see you, Sheriff.
Thanks. You two all alone here?
That make a difference?
Not at all, Mr. Lancer. Not at all. Just thought there might be somebody else in the house. Hired help, maybe.
We can take care of ourselves.
Have to admire the spirit, for sure. Oh, little lady, you with your injury and all, Mr. Lancer?
Well, we'll have plenty of help in the morning.
Teresa.
How you figure that?
You may as well know, Sheriff. One of our men left a half an hour ago. He's walking into town.
Walking?
He had to. All our horses were run off.
Oh, yeah, I noticed that. Half an hour. Walking on foot? He should be up at the Rim Rocks by now.
He'll make it.
Well, let's hope so. Won't hurt none for me to take a look around outside. Been awful quiet.
Wouldn't it be safer to stay inside, Sheriff?
The way you're squeezing that scattergun, ma'am, be hard to say where it'd be safer.
Well, you'll forgive us, Sheriff, but under the circumstances, we feel that we have to exercise caution.
Oh, I understand, Mr. Lancer. Best not to trust nobody or nothing. Still be a good idea if we could get a warning to your man up at the Rim Rocks.
Why?
Bring him back here to the house. Be a lot safer if we had an extra gun to count on.
But wouldn't it be better if he made it into town?
Better for him, maybe. Not sure about us. It's all right. I'll just take that walk, give you folks a chance to settle your nerves a little.
Teresa,
Yes.
he's right, you know, about not trusting anyone. I want you to hold on to that shotgun Jelly gave you. And use it if you have to.
Scary, man.
You're very quiet.
Find anything, Sheriff?
Thought I caught a glimpse of something over near the storage shed, but I couldn't find anybody.
Well, maybe he's gone, whoever he was.
All the same, I think it'd be a good idea to keep a clear...
What is it? What's wrong?
The storage shed, it's on fire.
That's right. Stop. Stay down.
We're gonna have to wait until morning before I can chance it.
The fire. What if Jelly sees it?
He'll come back.
Be the best thing for all of us, Mr. Lancer.
Who's out there?
I need help. You gotta help me, mister.
What are you talking about?
There's trouble back at the Lancer Ranch. I gotta get back to town.
That town is 10 miles from here.
I need a horse.
You just simmer down a minute. You look like you've been drug up the side of a mountain.
Please, mister, I gotta borrow your horse.
No, that ain't exactly my idea of hospitality. Now, you want something to eat? You want a little coffee? That's about as far as it goes. Here, make you feel better. Hey, that what you're running from?
Set fire to the house.
Looks like you got out of there just in time, friend.
I'm sorry, mister. I'm gonna borrow your horse whether you like it or not.
Afraid your shed's gone, Mr. Lancer.
Sheds can be rebuilt.
Why would he do that?
Try and get us out in the open.
He could have done that by setting fire to the house.
I guess he didn't think about that.
Man who wanted to kill us would think about that.
Be light in an hour or so. That's all we got to worry about.
That's all, Sheriff?
Little lady's got a lot of grit, don't she?
A lot more than people will give her credit for sometime. Teresa, would you give me a hand, please?
Where are you going, Mr. Lancer?
I was going up to my bedroom. I wanted Teresa to take these bandages off.
Might be a good idea if we all stayed together right here. In case of trouble. There might be some wild shooting, the kind where innocent people can get themselves killed. Might even be a good idea if a lady put aside the scattergun. Kind of makes my friend here nervous. I'm no telling what he might do in case of shooting. Frail little lady like that, he could rip her apart before she could swing that big old gun around.
I think you're absolutely right. Teresa, put the gun down. Over there on the table. In case the sheriff needs it. And bring me a match. I'll take these things off.
But Murdoch...
Teresa, do as I say.
is it, Mr. Lancer?
Much better. A little bit fuzzy around the edges, but I see perfectly well.
How about that? I never seen anything like that before in my life. A man suddenly starts seeing again. That's some kind of a miracle.
Yes, I suppose you might say that, Sheriff, but then I'm a believer in miracles. I guess no house ever has enough matches in it. Oh, Sheriff, we have had a night.
Who, Sheriff? Clete Duncan, the man I've been tracking. Who else would I be talking about?
What about Jelly Hoskins? Maybe he saw the fire and came back. He's the one you're really after, isn't he?
Stay out of this, Lancer. Hold it. You wouldn't shoot us, Sheriff. Law's on my side.
Not anymore.
You're making a mistake.
It won't be the first time.
Murdoch the dog.
The sheriff will control the dog. He'd better. He's no longer a frail little girl holding this gun.
A deal, Lancer. Just let me take Hoskins.
And then what? Kill the witnesses?
You got it wrong. All wrong. I don't want to hurt you or the little lady.
I'm going to make sure of that.
Let's just talk it over. Five men handcuffed me to an ironwood tree. They left me in the desert to die. The only thing I could reach was a knife in my pocket. I wasn't strong enough to cut through the ironwood. It took me 3 days before I could make myself do what I had to do. 4 men have already found out what it's like to hurt that much. They were glad to die.
Murdoch! Teresa!
Answer him. Tell him to come in here.
Run, Johnny, run!
I thought I might see how the new shed's coming along.
Murdoch, Doc told you got a week to rest.
Well, I am resting. I have my eyes closed under these bandages.
That's not what he said, and you know it.
Teresa, never argue with a stone wall, especially if it's got Lancer written all over it.
Now, you might show a little more respect. That goes double for you, mister.
Well, he's just airing his lungs a little bit. Gander's entitled to do that, isn't he?
You sure worry about that bird. What is he, a special pet or something?
Ain't anything special. He's just a critter. You think I'm gonna make a pet out of a stupid gander? Now, what are you gonna do with that?
We're gonna make it easier for you, Jolly. I mean, it's gonna be one less critter to feed.
We just want to help out. Just think what a delicious dinner we'll have tonight. Dewdrop isn't gonna be anybody's dinner. Oh, no. Oh, no, Dewdrop ain't gonna be anybody's dinner. Jolly!